Hell. I am coming to you live from the studio with some real important news. I've dropped 42 pounds. I know this topic doesn't feel like it goes together, but it does. Starting a business really had me out here losing weight without even trying. Like, this isn't one of those I was trying really hard stories. It actually happened naturally, and I didn't even see it coming until it started, and I was excited. I have to start by keeping it real. I have been a classic yo-yo dieter for as long as I could remember. In February, I was looking like this. Nothing wrong with it, because I wasn't even thinking of weight loss at the time. I was living my life. I was focusing on my job. I was focusing on my business. Like, weight loss was not even in the scope of things that I was concerned with. As a business owner, we all know that life gets busy. So I was eating maybe like 1 to 2 times a day at most, because I was so wrapped up in everything that I had to do that I wasn't even thinking about it. But then I sat down, and for a second I was like, wait, but if I'm only eating 1 to 2 times a day, just out of curiosity, I was like, let me try something. Let me switch up what I'm eating. Why not make sure that the foods that I'm eating are actually fueling me and not draining me? Nothing crazy. I was still eating the 1 to 2 times a day, but I wasn't eating junk just to get by. I was just literally making a swap. Like, if I was gonna have Doritos, I was like, well, let me try to eat this light popcorn. Oh, let me try to grab some veggies and dip it on this. Oh, let me try to grab some fruit. Like, it was literally just a swap. Not a lot of work. And I was still eating foods that I liked. They were just more wholesome. And at that point, I was like, it was good, but I was feeling a little sluggish. So I was like, I need something to give me an oomph, right? Like, I needed something to get my energy levels up. Less about the weight loss, more about the energy. My sister found this girl on Instagram. It wasn't TikTok, no, it was Instagram, called Kicking It with Keisha. She's dope. She has tons of challenges. Every week she's doing a new challenge just to really kind of get the monotony of weight loss out the way. And I particularly, the one that she was doing in May, I liked it because it was more of a detox. Again, I wasn't even super fixated on the weight loss. It was like, if I lose weight, that's great, but I also want to get these energy levels up. And I was like, I want to just give my digestive system a break, right? I'm only eating 1 to 2 times a day anyway, so what's 5 days of cucumber and watermelon? I love some cucumber and watermelon. I love some cucumber and watermelon. Why can I say that together? I love cucumber and watermelon. So I did that for 5 days. And I was drinking lots of water, and I was, eating my cucumber and my watermelon on track. And I dropped 9 pounds. Couldn't tell me nothing. It was over. It was so easy. It was so second nature. Going back to the fact that, again, I was so busy that food just wasn't a priority. It still isn't. Like, I'm just out here eating because I need to, right? So it just felt nice that for the first time, it was something that didn't really take a lot of effort. And because I was so distracted with all the things that I had to do, that 5-day cleanse went like a breeze. After I did the cleanse, I went back to eating when I have time, right? Like, I went back to that lifestyle, eating when I have time. And for me, it just happens to be later in the day, which doesn't necessarily work for everyone, but I was eating when I had time, and the weight kept dropping. And fast forward to now, I have dropped a total of 36 pounds. And that to some people is not like a crazy amount of weight. I probably have dropped more because I'm actually now actively wrapping up a 4-day cleanse that I just did. This is day 4. By the time you see this video, I probably would have been done. It's been super easy. This one has been a little bit different, where I've been doing raw foods and juices and just giving myself that reset again. But again, because I'm so busy, it's just so easy for me to swap out the things that I'm eating during the times that I'm eating them. And this juice is so good. But yeah, probably more than 36 pounds. Actually, I weighed myself this morning with this entire outfit and tons of clothes on, and I had dropped an additional 5 pounds. So I'm probably in the 40s in weight loss since May, which is a realistic, it's been consistent, it's been sustainable. I haven't gained a pound and then gone down. Like, it hasn't been that yo-yo effect. I have consistently been dropping weight since May, without having to do too much extra work. But I'm not gonna lie to you, weight loss wasn't the main reason why I kept going. After realizing that I was losing the weight, like, it wasn't like I didn't know between May and now that I was losing weight. Like, as I mentioned, I lost 5 pounds first, and I lost 9 pounds. Then the weight just progressively started to go down. So I would periodically, like I would say every 4 weeks, just weigh myself to see where I was in terms of the scale. But weight loss wasn't necessarily the reason why I kept going. It was my energy. Like, as a business owner, I need energy. Like, energy is a form, it's like income. Energy is like a form of revenue. Like, when I don't have energy, things don't get done. And the way that I see it is almost interchangeable. Like, for my business to succeed, I need to physically be able to help it succeed. And that means I need to have energy. I need to be rested. I need to be at a weight that will allow me to have energy and feel rested and not so fatigued and sluggish. And, you know, I don't say this from the frame of mind of like body shaming. I know that there's tons of people that like feel very comfortable at the weight that they're at, and that may be a heavier weight. I feel like everybody needs to know their body and what their body is telling them. But I just know for me, at the weight that I was in May, being now, you know, in the early 40s in weight loss, in pounds, that is, like, I know that for me, this change has impacted the way in which I show up for my business. I'm constantly picking up boxes. I'm constantly managing production. I'm constantly going here and there to events, doing tons of things that require me to be physically able to move lightly and be light on my feet. And I just felt like before, even though I was eating in the same time windows that I'm eating now, the food that I was eating was really weighing me down and keeping me sluggish. And simply just switching out the things that I was eating and adding them to the already solid windows that I've been eating has helped me tremendously. It was just amazing that things always happen in the way that they're supposed to happen. And I needed to make that shift, and my body knew that it needed to make that shift. And I think I just allowed it to do that naturally by listening to it, instead of, like I have historically, just gone ahead and decided I'm gonna do a diet. No, I listened to my body, still conscious of the fact that I don't have the ability to do all of the things that the fitness gurus will tell you to do. I'm not a guru, I'm not a fitness guru, I'm not a weight loss guru, I don't know nothing. I just know what's worked for me, and I just know how natural and organic this process has been for me. Which leads me to the things that I've learned from this. Nourish your body like it is your business partner, because it literally is. Without it, you cannot do any of those other things that you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I'll start on Monday, I'll do this on Monday. Your body needs to be well taken care of. You need to nourish it with the things that really allow it to operate in the best of its ability. Like, literally, I go back to saying, I don't diet, I'm not dieting, I'm not limiting myself from anything. I'm just choosing to add more vegetables to my meal, choosing to understand that grains and rice and certain processed foods impact me negatively. So limiting the consumption of those things, drinking a lot of water, making sure that I stay hydrated, because when I'm not hydrated, for me, I get a lot of anxiety. It messes with my hormones. It starts to get me all aggy. I get real moody. Dehydration, look it up. I just did a simple Google search. Dehydration does that to us. It doesn't let me focus. So simply just adding more water and making some simple changes into a very chaotic and unpredictable schedule has helped me, at the very least, stay on track, where I have enough energy and my body is maintaining a weight and also losing weight that it doesn't need. Don't chase perfection, chase consistency. I'm not an expert in this field, but what I do know is that unlike a lot of these aesthetically pleasing videos and prompts that'll tell you, you gotta eat in the morning. No, do intermittent fasting and eat at 12. No, do this thing. Like, you have to do what works for you. Stick to something and be consistent with it. If that means you're adding more water, check how your body feels when you do and make that one shift. If that means, hey, you know what, I'm gonna swap out the potatoes that I add on my plate for broccoli, try that, because the consistency in that is gonna help you organically and naturally get the things that you need versus like sticking to something. I can't stick to nothing. My schedule is unpredictable. There's weeks where I'm done at 5 and then there's days when I'm done at like 11:30, and I don't have the ability to every day not eat after 6. Like, that's not realistic for me. So I need to understand that, and I need to accept that, and I need to know that when I do have the ability to eat, and when I do have the time to eat, and when I do have the ability to get something on my plate, I'm gonna focus on nourishment and less on all of these rules and criteria that are out there. And I'm gonna trust that the relationship that I have with my body, because it is my body, is gonna be good enough that we're gonna be good. We're gonna rock out. So remember that your body is your best friend, not my best friend, not nobody else's in the YouTube world, not all the articles. It's your best friend because you live in it. So it's gonna do what it needs to do for you. So listen to it. And lastly, movement matters, but not in the way, again, that everybody likes to say, go to the gym or go for a walk or do this or make sure you get your steps in. Like, yes, make sure you get your steps in because walking is important and movement is important, but don't be so fixated on that movement needing to look like everybody else's movement, meaning that like it has to be at the gym or it has to be for a walk outside. Again, as a business owner, I move a lot. I'm moving every time I'm going to 30 different places to do 30 different errands. I'm moving every time my studio is on the 4th floor. We have a freight elevator only for the purposes of package deliveries, because any other time I have to come up and down these steps left and right. I also live in a 4th floor walk up. My movement is very creative, and I have found that in thinking about it from that frame of mind, I actually move my body a lot in a day. Between lifting boxes, between bringing the same bins up and down every week, almost every other day, up and down from the studio to my car, heavy ones, like I'm weight training, I'm doing cardio, I'm doing HIIT exercises, like my heart rate be up and my body is like the movement is happening. It's just not happening in the ways that other people feel the movement needs to happen. I just don't have the time to always go to the gym. Periodically, for like my own peace of mind, also didn't even realize all the tremendous benefits of it, but I've been going to hot yoga. I go to hot yoga when I have time. I'm gonna go hot yoga today. I haven't been to hot yoga in 2 weeks, but I don't get so stuck on, I need to go to hot yoga today because I didn't know. I just go based on, you know what? I'm gonna be able to go to hot yoga today. It's gonna feel so good. I'm gonna go to yoga, I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna get that good movement in, I'm gonna have some quiet time, and I'm gonna honor that and appreciate that and do that. And then if I can't go to hot yoga for 2 weeks, it's cool. I see you when I see you. I think that lack of stress has also created that ease that I needed to actually lose weight, but also sustain it. When I stopped stressing about it so much and I was so much more focused on all of these other things and all of these other wins and all of these other successes in my life, my body just naturally fell in line and understood the assignment. And I'm just thankful that I followed suit. So if you resonated with this video, remember to leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, turn your notification bell on so that you can know when I'm here.